Well, we have both the finalists now for the first ever final of the Pakistan Junior League. It's the Bahawalpur Royals who will be facing the Gawada Sharks tomorrow. And a spectacular match in store for us. I have Sana and Dom with me to talk about what to expect and, of course, what happened out there tonight. Sana, Mardan, despite everything, they were a few runs short, so they must not be happy with the runs.
We talked in the pre-studio also, the way they won the last game, they won it in 18.4 overs, so it was not a very convincing batting performance. And that's what we saw. We saw their struggle with the bat. Of course, whenever you get George Thomas out, they generally struggle. And their batting order was all over the place. I thought Haseeb Khan, who has been batting well, should have come at number 4. But really good bowling performances, Doc.
It was a real good bowling performance by the Royals because, you know, they won the toss, decided to have a bowl first, which I think most teams are looking to do. But when you see how they bowled, I think it was perfect because they looked to take early wickets. Good catch in the end by Tayyab Arif, who dropped the one before to get rid of George Thomas. You talked about how big a wicket that was. Shahzaib and Mohamed Farouk were also 2 big wickets, but you go down the Royals bowlers. You go from Sajid Ali, who was a little bit wayward at first, but takes a good wicket at the end. Arnam Nawab with his 2 for 21.
We can't not talk about that catch by Tayyab Arif.
Absolutely, that was a great catch. But then the fact they held Zishan back, which is a bit strange because he's been such a good bowler because he gets dot balls and wickets. And he finishes off having bowled, I think it was the 13th, 15th and 17th, 19th over, which is not easy for a bowler to do. 2 for 22 in the end. But ultimately, these wickets were just taking all the momentum out of this innings. The Mardan Warriors simply couldn't get a partnership together. And 132 at the end was not ever going to be enough. They needed to take early wickets. But the credit has to go to the bowlers. I thought they fielded well and ultimately set the game up really nicely.
Of course, the bowling was spectacular. You know, the Bahawalpur Royals have, through the tournament, struggled with the middle order. But tonight, that was not a problem because Basit Ali was there to stay.
Absolutely. I think Basit Ali is an incredible talent we have found through the Pakistan Junior League. The way he comes out to bat, he's actually very dominating. And he's as good on the front foot as on the back foot. And creating that kind of power from back foot, I think that's incredible on these pitches. It's not easy. He hits it really hard, then he plays these delicate shots as well. This power that he creates, I think, and the timing, full face of the bat, and he plays the fast and spin bowlers both equally well.
Yeah, he plays well because he plays 360. He's got good hands. 344 runs he has, a strike rate of just over 150. He has 102 50s. Whenever you're in a pressurised situation, whether it's a bowler or a batter, what you want to do in these big matches is take all the pressure out. And that's what he did early on. Even though they lost an early wicket, he didn't panic. He didn't try and overhit the ball. He just played proper cricket shots. And I'll say it again, I think he's a star of the future. And I'm sure he's going to play for Pakistan. But he's got one more big game left. And the big game now is what we've seen already in Qualifier 1. It's the Sharks up against the Royals, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top.
Well, the Royals have definitely been on song, and do you think this might be a bit of a problem for them because they will be playing back-to-back games? So tomorrow's final, the all-important game.
I think it depends on particular teams. You can also say the Gawada Sharks have been resting for 2 days, so they'll come back not playing a pressure game. While on the other hand, Bahawalpur Royals have just played a game, and their bowlers and everyone have just been in the middle. So I think it depends on how they see it and what mindset they bring to the game.
Well, handling the pressure, that has been a key factor for the Bahawalpur Royals. Let's take a look at what we have in store for tomorrow, the all-important final of the Pakistan Junior League between the Gawada Sharks and the Bahawalpur Royals. But before the game, we will have a spectacular night planned for you. This closing ceremony featuring some very fine artists, Asrar, Bilal Saeed, and of course the Dance Slums troupe. So it's going to be a spectacular ceremony followed by the all-important Royals versus Sharks final. Sana, a lot in store for the viewers and all the more reason for people in Lahore to come and watch the final.
Absolutely, we see so much support for grassroots cricket. This is the time for all the Lahori people to come and support grassroots cricket. This is two young teams playing in your backyard in Gaddafi Stadium. Entry is free, so you should all come and support.
Definitely. And of course, Dominic, two young captains, it must mean a lot to them having their teams playing in that final. What must be going through their minds tomorrow?
Well, got to try and sleep. It's never easy when you played a day-night game. I can assure you that. To actually go to sleep tonight, because you're thinking about tonight's game, you're thinking about tomorrow's game. The Sharks have had a couple of days off and rested well. They probably had a bit of practice just over the road. Look, a great stage for them to go out there and enjoy a bit of a pressurised game. I personally think the Sharks are a better side. I think the Sharks would go in their favourite. I think it's a 7:15 start tomorrow night, so we'll see if there's any dew around, because it will finish a little bit later. But I just hope, for the sake of this tournament, that the first ever Pakistan Junior League, that it goes down to the last ball and we still don't know who's going to win it. I just want that, but just because it's actually been a brilliant tournament.
So
Not a super over?
Oh, we can have a super over if we want, but let's just have a great finish to a great tournament and be with us and come and watch it. It's free. Why wouldn't you want to come and watch it?
Well, Sana, you've been pretty accurate with your predictions so far, especially in the playoffs. Who is your pick for tomorrow?
I think I would like to go with the Royals, just for the fact that they have just won very convincingly, and because Dom has gone for the Sharks, so there has to be a representation for the Royals.
Well, thank you, Sana and Dom, for joining me, and we will see you all tomorrow for the all-important final of the Pakistan Junior League. Do join us, of course, for the closing ceremony as well. Till then, it's a good night.